but we're going to wrap.
Money in the bank.
Rates are good. Pretty exciting.
You know why? Why?
Free money. You understand what I'm saying?
Hey, welcome back to the program. This is the big money segment of the program with Kelvin Kaemingk with Loan Depot. 651-231-2500. That's the hotline number for the money. He's got a bucket full of it. Kelvin?
We got a lot of it. And we actually did really just got our numbers for the end of last month, just for our whole area. Did a little over $35 million closed for our area here in Minnesota. So led all the mellow branches in our region last month. So, it's slower. January, February were tougher.
Mm-hmm.
We're $60 million in year to date through the first quarter, 39 of it last month. So,
oh, wow.
So first couple months.
Kind of nervous.
Yeah. Oh, not a little. Yeah. 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 Using your office phone to call your cell phone just to make sure she rings.
Yeah,
and
still works.
Still working.
Keep going into the Verizon store. She just isn't ringing, much. So, but it's good now. It's getting better, and it's getting, the market's just coming around. So I'd love to, in this segment, we use this segment, we push it out a lot of different directions. So I'd love just a quick market update from you guys before the segment, before I get into money. Just give me the real estate market inventory, what you guys are seeing, what your needs are.
I'm seeing a ton of. So I'm looking at houses this weekend.
Yep.
Already with multiple offer notifications. So we have a lot of multiple offer situations, especially under 400,000. And if you have a house between 400 and 800,000 that is good, clean, move-in ready property, you're still going to have multiple offer situations. That's what's happening right now in the real estate market. It's April. It's a busy time of year. Our inventory comes up at this time of year every year. Doesn't matter what's going on, whether interest rates are 7 or it's during COVID.
Yep.
Houses are coming on the market. And so if you're out shopping around right now, so are other people, which means it is a competitive situation. And so we have to understand that. I'm literally texting with my client right now during the show about a house that has multiple offer deadline this weekend. We're discussing, how high she's willing to go, what we can do to make our offer more appealing, and so that's the market we're in right now, regardless of where interest rates are at.
And when a new property comes on the market, you're sending it out to your client and say, here, let's take a look at this one. House is $385. Understand, you're not going to get it for $385.
Right.
I mean, you're just not. I mean, that you're going to have multiple offers on that property, and it's different than a couple of years ago or a year and a half ago, where there maybe isn't going to be 20 offers on the property, but there'll be 10.
Right, and it is a matter of timing. So if we're looking at the same type of product in November, we can look. Let's say you're approved to 350. And we're looking in November. We can look to 350. If you're approved to 350 right now, I would suggest we probably look about 320 because we know that we're going to be in a multiple offer situation. If your cap is really 350 and we're looking for a good, clean, and move-in ready property, others are looking for the same thing, and you will be in a competitive situation. And unless you can sweeten the deal a little bit, if we really can't go over 350, probably not looking at homes at 350.
Interesting.
Right.
We got to drop the price a little bit and give ourselves some room to pad the pockets of the seller in order to win in that multiple offer situation. In addition to all kinds of other things. So very competitive market right now. And that's the timing of the year.
Are you guys seeing? I have a situation where realtors are using off-market, like they're doing off-market stuff prior to the house even getting on the market, so they don't get into multiples.
Yeah, there's some of that. There's some of that. That's
client.
a teeny weeny little part of the market.
It's in the case that I did this week on one of those, it was nice because it was a bond loan, FHA bond loan, and it's like you're not going to get this if we have to compete for it, because right or wrong, you guys are going to look at the offers and go, zero down bond loan, and you're going to kind of go, you might have cash or 10% down or
20,
so it is. I see that it is a way that we're getting some buyers into these properties. So it's a good to work with realtors who are getting inventory right prior to it all being on the market. Now we have an opportunity to maybe put something together even before it gets there, which is why you got to work with a good real estate team that has a lot of inventory coming in. So appreciate that. A couple things I wanted to share real quick as we get into the money segment is just one website I want everybody to go to is optoutprescreen.com, optoutprescreen.com, and why we're telling people to to get there and register right away is because when people, when we're getting a pre-approval for somebody, and we've had this this week, and it's coming more and more. These credit bureaus, once we pull credit bureaus sell that information out. We don't sell it. We don't give it away. Credit bureaus think our industry went from here to here. So that means also these credit bureaus are making less money. So what are they doing? They're ramping up selling their data. So I literally had a client that we're working on together. We did a credit pull on Friday night or Saturday. She had 35 calls between 8:30 in the morning and 10 a.m. 35 text messages and calls about credit. Hey, looks like you're applying for mortgage. Hey, I can help you. Hey, I can Oh, we have the lowest rates in town. All this.
Amazing.
Another one. Yesterday as we were in a networking group, and my loan officers are texting, go, hey, what? We got to get people out of this because my client had 20 some calls, blah, blah, blah. So now, on our side, what are we doing to avoid this? We won't put in the phone number. We used to say, hey, fill out it online. Now we're saying, hey, let me take the information by hand, put it in, or don't enter in your phone number or email address so that we can pull the information first, then we'll put in your information. So it's not so easy for them.
Or have them just opt into that as part of the application process too.
Yep. So anyway, a good site to go to there.
I did that yesterday while we were in the meeting.
Did you?
Yeah.
Smart. It's just frustrating, super frustrating. The whole credit
As a
industry.
consumer, I have to imagine, you're just getting bombarded now. You want to go out and get a mortgage or whatever, and you just get nailed.
But think about that. Anything you do right now, right? If you want a new trampoline, Keith, and you search for a trampoline, I promise you're going to get bombarded now with every trampoline vendor that there is. It's just this whole Big Brother piece. It's real, and it is
retargeting
all over.
ads. Yeah.
Yep. It's crazy. In terms of money, where are rates at? We had some economic news come out this week. We thought it would help rates. It really hasn't. We're still in that mid 6 to high 6 range. You're paying a little bit of money to probably get to 6.5%, which means you're paying money as a discount to get down to that rate. So rates
explain that to me, because you have inflation is down, which is what the goal was. You have, or down compared to last year. Which is what the goal was. You have the employment numbers, new jobs created was below expectations, and rates didn't change.
Didn't move.
Why is that?
I wish I had the right answer. I don't have
the
right
world
answer.
is ready. We're headed towards World War III.
Yeah.
You'd think rates would come down.
You'd think that we'd start, right? And we do see we do see economic data that will drive us towards lower rates supposedly, and the marker that they're giving us, I think, is May 10th. I think I said April 10th, but I'm not sure. Trevor said I was right with May 10th.
Was it?
I think it was May 10th, right, Trevor?
No, I think it was April.
Yeah,
Crickets.
I think crickets. Yeah, no, I think it's May 10th. So we'll start to see a trend down, but I don't. We used to be pretty good, and now I'm just going to watch what happens on the markets, and
kind of like the weather.
It's you don't know.
Yeah,
right?
Don't go by the forecast. Just look out the window.
Right.
It was supposed to have been snowing today, and it's 75 degrees.
75.
Yeah.
I'm going golfing this afternoon for the first time.
Yeah,
right. So it'll be
wonderful.
perfect.
In 2 years.
In 2 years. No. So what problem did you solve this week? Right. So you always ask me that question. So I solved a great problem this week with people having a lot of equity coming out of a home. Instead of putting it all into their new purchase, what we did is we put a portion into their new home, and we restructured their debt. These are people that went through a Chapter 7. They're currently in a Chapter 13. They're in their last 4 months of their 13, so we can, because they had 12 months of payments, we can finance them with an FHA loan while they're in a Chapter 13. But because they went through those two scenarios, their interest rates, unlike their cars, were over 20%. So their payments are just crazy high. So they have a lot of nice equity, right? So we are taking a lot of that equity. We're paying off $77,000 of existing debt.
High interest rate
High interest debt. And we're putting less down on the home. And cash flow, from a cash flow analysis, because we do this household family, the household cash flow analysis, we're going, okay, we're in a better cash position buying the new home, getting rid of all this bad debt. Our mortgage payment's a little bit higher here, but we lost all these payments here, and it's bad debt. And they're just thrilled that they're thrilled that we have a strategy now and they don't have to do anything now, just sell your house, get your equity. At closing, we're buying the new home and we're paying off all this stuff.
So
it's
what?
like this
What?
exhale.
What
Nice.
I want to make clear here is that in that scenario, in that case,
Yep.
they got a new house,
Yep.
and their monthly outlay is less
Yep.
than they were before. So it's like
Absolutely.
we got the new house for free. Not only did we get the new house for free, we got the new house and made money on it
Exactly.
at the closing table just because of the way we moved the money
And
around.
that's just because they got into a property a while back that had nice equity buildup, and it's the perfect story
Yeah.
of
But
how
it's
real
looking at the
estate's
big picture.
Yeah, like we had talked about in the first segment, people that are in a position with equity, take a look at the big picture and see what you can do with it. Maybe you can buy it on a rate, you can put more money down, you can pay off other existing debt that
Right.
helps to reduce the cost of the money that you're borrowing overall, and then improve your lifestyle at the
You
same
bet.
time.
So give me a call. I'd love to have the conversation with you. 651-231-2500. That's the money segment.
This is your Real Estate Chalk Talk. Check it out and watch this program on YouTube later, or it'll be on the podcast as it comes out. Your Real Estate Chalk Talk with the Hittner Group at Coldwell Banker Realty. HittnerGroup.com, and we'll see you next week.
You've been listening to Your Real Estate Chalk Talk with the Hittner